Come B2B with me.
Now I welcome Pinks to the show. How are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm grand, cheers. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really, really good. Like, better than I should be, being as we had the album launch yesterday, so I'm a tiny bit wavy. I've only had a few hours sleep, but we've just been playing some really wonky tunes, and now me and you are going to do it back to back. This is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Go on, cool. So this is Come B2B With Me. It's a new concept that I kind of developed for One More Thing, where I don't want to interview people anymore. I'm bored of doing that. I just want to chat to people with my USB and just have a laugh with tunes and have a social experience, because mixing can be really social and really fun, can't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Like, have you done many B2Bs? Do you like B2Bs?
Yeah, no, I've done a lot of B2Bs in my in my time. I recently did one with Divergent Audio, which was a three-way B2B.
Oh wow, a B2B to B. I like the puzzles that you throw each other, really, and it's like, oh wow, God, I've got to get out of this situation, or what have I got to match that? Like, what's your favourite B2B that you've ever had?
Oh, I think my favourite back-to-back could have been with Clarkus at the first Unorthodox. Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
I think that went down in legend, actually. I think, like, Toby's told me about that.
Yeah, because it kind of got a bit out of control. Like, the crowd got on the stage and were dancing so hard that they were knocking the decks.
Oh, wow.
So we had to be like, guys, we're really happy that you're here, but can you just move back?
Brilliant. Imagine if that happened here, because this particular Come B2B With Me is live on BMC Radio, and we can see people in the Pacific Tavern pub just there. Maybe they'll all come and have a riot in here in this container if we get too heavy. How do you like your B2Bs? How do you do your tunes? 2 for 2, 3 for 3?
3 for 3.
3 for 3, the old classic. All right, cool. So with all of these things, I want the guests to take the lead, and I'm going to see if I can maintain the energy and match what you're bringing, really. And I really hope we do. I love your sets. I love you as a DJ. I've never done a B2B with you, so this is really exciting. But yeah, let's go. This is Come B2B With Me, and this is NoDave B2B with Pinks. Yes, go on.
Lovely.
Right.
Hamdi. Hamdi.
The Midlands was on fire. Work it. Work it, baby. 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 Work it, baby. Work it. Drop the beat. Work it.
literally look like a donut. Bro. It's gonna be like, yo, bro, 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 bro. Bro, it's gonna look like a donut. It's gonna look like I'm rolling with the Master Chief from Haiti. You're gonna try something with me, bro. The next thing you're gonna see like teams come out, people's jeans this big. You're gonna see the hammer of try something with me, bruv. The next thing you're just gonna see like things come out of people's jeans this big, bruv. You're just gonna see the hammer of dawn, bruv.
Sam? You want some?
Wow. Pink sounds fucking amazing. Excuse me for swearing, but that was wicked.
Yeah, that was great.
Cool. Thank you very much. Like, obviously, we've been doing this on BMC Radio, so thank you very much to all of the listeners on BMC Radio as well who've listened to us mixing. How was that then on a scale of like, I don't know, having a riot on the stage with Carcass and other B2Bs have you done? Does this come up quite high? Like
No, definitely. I think it's the first time I've actually done a multi-genre back-to-back with anyone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
God.
ever in my life.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. There was one particular mix, I think it's one of my favourite mixes I've ever heard since recording all of these Come B2B With Me's, and that was when you mixed out a Lakeway tune, and it was kind of like a euphoric kind of hardcore tune.
Yeah, it was I think it was called Ecstasy by Eargasm God.
Absolutely amazing. And that's the beauty of a B2B. Like, you didn't know what you were going to mix into there. That's the art of DJing. When you've just got an ear for something, it's like, yeah, right, I'm going to give this a try. And that was a bold mix, but it worked, like, in key and everything. I got goosebumps just thinking about that.
I'm glad it worked out.
Cool. I mean, the whole thing about this is for me to learn about people and stuff like that. And I feel I definitely know you more now from mixing with you and stuff. And definitely your style, you just bring energy, quick, bold confidence mixes. That was just awesome. Did you learn anything about me?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's interesting to see the way you mix because it's actually very different from me. You've got a load of little cheeky tricks up your sleeve with all the looping.
Sometimes I feel like I'm kind of resorting to that a little bit, or it's almost like I do it too much, because I think like anything that you do too much is like when you overuse an effect. But that is my get out of jail free card. It's like, right, quickly loop. If it's not working, turn it into a build up and away you go. Sometimes when it works, like the last mix I did, it works, but other times it's a bit like, oh, come on, just let the tunes play out a little bit.
Well, I don't even know how to do it, so.
When is your next come be? No, when is it's my come B2B with me. I'm really showing that I haven't slept very much. When is your next B2B?
My next B2B is the 26th of April for Diversion Audio and Teas at the Signature Brewery, and Benny L is headlining.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I'm not back to back in Benny L, but
yeah.
I'm back to backing J-Mo and Randomer, so it's going to be great fun.
Oh, go on. Randomer's done a mix for One More Thing, and it's absolutely amazing. I'd like to do a B2B. Randomer, if you're watching, come and do a B2B with me. And anybody watching, if you think you've got the tunes and you want to have a laugh with me like we've just had, and actually, I've got to say, during the set, you couldn't see this on the camera, the chef came along from the kitchen and gave us some pizza. So that's a sign that when you're mixing so well and having such fun, they were bought some experimental pizza. So that's the sign. Like, in fact, with that in mind, and the fact that I love free food, this could be the best episode I've done so far. Because that's the first time somebody's come up and given us free pizza. Right? So
I'll take that.
That's amazing. So if you want to come and do a B2B with me, then it's yo@one-more-thing.co.uk, and that's going out to you guys on BMC Radio as well. I hope you've enjoyed this whole show, plus the first bit with me and Lakeway and with Pinks. Pinks, thank you so much. It's been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Cool. We'll see you very soon. Peace.
Come B2B with me.